Hi, I'm Jamie Miller with Sunflower Quilts, and we're going to be doing free motion quilting today. You'll need a free motion quilting foot for your machine, and I'm going to attach it. For free motion quilting, you'll want to lower your feed dogs. I'm going to do that. And I like to put my stitch length and width all the way to 0. Mine is a computerized machine. Yours, if yours has a dial, just make it go to the very lowest setting that it possibly can. It just allows me to control my stitch length, and I don't feel like I am tugging and pulling the quilt as I'm quilting, and it's just easier for me. We're going to start out with pebble quilting, which is the very small circles or large circles, but the pebble is basically just a circle. I suggest before you do any quilting on your actual quilt, get a practice quilt sandwich. Just get, a couple of fat quarters you have laying around, some scrap batting, and just practice, practice, practice. I like to start any design, like new design that I'm trying. I like to draw it out on a piece of paper first, just so I get used to that motion and kind of learn where I need to go next. So that way when I'm quilting on my quilt, I already have that motion down of where I'm going. And I will show you what pebbles looks like. I like to start out in the center of my quilt. That way, as I quilt, it allows me to smooth out any bumps or wrinkles that I have while quilting. I like to use, my lovely gloves have holes in them. You can tell I use them all the time. I like to use these gloves because they have a great grip on the fingertips, but they're lightweight, and it just allows me to grip the quilt better and not have to pull and tug. So to start, I put my foot down and I use my my needle down position, which is my favorite for machine quilting. I pull the bottom thread up and just do a couple stitches to lock it in place. And then with my needle down, it allows me to, when I have to stop and switch positions and move my quilt around, I know that my stitch is going to be the exact place that I need it. And so pebbles looks like this. I'm going to take a couple of these pins out so I can have a better grip of my quilt sandwich. Shorten these. I'm going to stop there so I can clip my threads. So pebbles are basically just circles, and they can be large or small depending on how big your quilt is or how big the area is that you want to quilt. So I went around once, and then I'm going to go this way. Let me take out my pin. Forgot that that one was back there. And you just keep going in circular motions until you have as much area covered as you desire. Yours will look much better if you use a matching thread. I'm using a bright green thread just so you can see it better on the video. But if you use a thread that matches your fabrics or the majority of the fabrics, it'll blend much better. And the more you practice, the better you'll get at this. Sometimes I like to go over each circle 2 or 3 times just to get it more densely quilted. I kind of like the way that looks. But you just keep going in circles until you get an entire area covered. And then you can switch sizes. I started out big, you can go smaller, but you can go around different shapes, and that's pebbling. Okay, and then you can stay where you are, and we're going to do